George,
Yo, what's up?
what's up, man? I'm going to, I'm going to, I don't actually don't have like a script prepared, so this is gonna be interesting. There's somebody else that was about to join, but he's not. Scott Little. Hey, Scott, how are you? We'll give it like 5 minutes for everyone else to join, or 2 minutes for
Okay.
everyone to join, and we'll just start.
You need me to mute?
No, feel free to talk. I want to keep this interactive. So questions you may have, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I'll have dedicated time to answer them as well. Okay, I'll go ahead and get started now. And so basically what this training is going to allow you to do is it's going to teach you the core concepts of how you can make 100,000 plus in finance specifically. The way I have done it, with no degree required and no background whatsoever in finance already. Now, the reason we're doing this training is very simple. We're trying to build our referral list. We're trying to sign people on as brokers to work with us directly. And in short, to make money with us. Now, I really believe that you can get to 100,000 providing private credit to businesses in the U.S. specifically with no degree or no sort of Wall Street background, because I've done it myself, right? You're going to be helping businesses get that in every level, from senior debt, unitranche debt, subordinate debt, and getting a portion of that per transaction. Now, who am I to be talking about this? Just so everyone here knows, I'm Ryan Chen, a managing partner here at Locator, and we're bringing institutional level capital to everyday businesses in Main Street. And prior to doing this, I was doing trading, e-commerce, and everything in between. I failed at all of those. Now, I also started this business from a basement with my partner. And at that time, right, I was living in a Chinese warehouse and I didn't have any credibility whatsoever in this space. So call me afterwards. I worked at PMF. This is the largest debt brokerage in the US. So I took my non-finance background. I took my no college background and I worked at PMF. I took the skill sets there. I learned how to talk to institutions and how to get their capital to businesses. And I took it with me. And that's why I'm going to be showing you how you can do it yourself and how I did it for myself. Now, this will be a step-by-step guidance with proven frameworks. Again, like I told you earlier on, I was trading, I was doing e-commerce, I made no money. I was broke, I was living in a Chinese warehouse. Then I worked at PMF, I learned the skill sets there, I learned how to talk to institutions, I took that with me. And I realized anybody can do this. You don't need a degree. You don't need a background on Wall Street. Even though I did work on Wall Street for, let's say, 6 months. Now, to be very clear, what you will need though is the ability to communicate well, the ability to deliver for your clients, to actually provide them financing, which you will get with us, right? And you will learn all of this by doing deals, right? You're not going to go to college, you're not going to go there and get a 4-year degree, diploma, whatsoever. You're going to be doing deals actively from the get-go. And by doing this, you will learn the skill sets required to make over 100,000. Big promise here. To make over $100,000 with no degree, no finance background, no Wall Street connection whatsoever. The same way I did. Now, I touched on this earlier, but you really don't need billions of dollars or a Wall Street connection to make this work. Because, like I said, I did it for myself. I was in the warehouse. I had no money. I had no connection whatsoever when I started. And I made it work because I knew how to speak the language. Working at PMF taught me how to speak the language that institutions talk with. And I used that with me, and I took that, I used that, and I took it with me, and I built the business completely outright with nothing else but the ability to communicate. So I want to make it very clear to everyone here, you don't need any background to do this whatsoever in finance, or you don't need a degree either. The next thing I want to touch on is this business model can work for anywhere in the world. And I know this because I did this. Right now, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. When I started this business out of the basement, I was in New York City. At that time, I was networking heavily, meeting new lenders, meeting new institutions. But my book is much bigger now that I'm in Arizona than I'll ever had in New York City networking on a daily basis. And that's because I understand that this business model relies more on your ability to bring in clients than anything else. And if you can get clients, the rest will follow. The capital will follow, right? Again, I said communication is everything. If you can communicate well, if you can talk the language of institutions, if you can bring in clients, the capital will follow you. And that's kind of what I'll be showing you, right? If you can bring in clients on a daily basis, you're going to be able to bring in a bunch of capital. Okay, next point. So don't get away. I'm going to be explaining how our business model works, but I'll just take a moment here to stop and let anyone else ask your questions, if there are any questions. I'll leave like 2 minutes for this. No questions? Okay, cool. If you do decide to join our team, right?
Hello.
Amit, go ahead. I noticed you're muted.
Yeah, hi, Ryan. So this is Amit. So Ryan, I joined this program more than a month ago, and I'm just trying to figure out how do I get support in this program, because I've gone through the training.
When you say support, what are you looking for specifically in terms of your needs? Right there? You're muted, by the way, Amit.
So what I mean by support is I've gone through the training material.
Mhm.
Now, while executing, there are so many things which I have questions. and I don't know whom should I be reaching out for asking those questions, because
Mm.
I get stuck at so many places, and I'm struggling to get answers to the questions. So I'm just trying to figure out whom should I be reaching out.
Yeah, great question. A lot of what you'll do here will need you to self-start. What that means is a lot of the questions are going to be left unanswered except by you because you're going to address them yourself personally. But the other thing you can do is you can come on these calls and ask me the questions right now. I can happily answer it for you. Do you have any specific questions that you're looking to answer right now?
Yeah, so the main question which I have is, I mean, I have started generating
Mhm.
leads.
Mhm.
Now, how do I qualify these leads? What's the qualification criteria?
Mhm.
So that's
Mhm.
something which I'm trying to figure out in terms of
Mhm.
qualification criteria for these leads.
Mhm. Mhm. So if you look inside the training module, you'll see that different products have different criteria. But generally, you qualify people based on two things. Number one, their revenue. How much money are they making on a month-to-month basis? If they're making more than 10K plus, great, you qualify. And number two, do they own collateral? If they own real estate or stocks or equipment that are free and clear without liens, then they can qualify. Does that make sense? Does that kind of answer the question?
I mean, it does, but the thing is, a lot of people are looking for a loan which is based on 0% interest as well. And there are some programs which are even offering the 0% interest. I didn't find much details about that.
Yeah, good question. Um, I purposely left out 0% credit cards because I don't think it's a good product for you to be offered, because it doesn't deliver frequently for client number one. And number two, your payoff on that is going to be relatively low. It's also a complex product. But if you want to do 0%, it's very simple. You go to Chase Bank, you go to Bank of America, you go to Citizen Bank, you talk to these bankers at each bank accordingly, and you get them to sign up with you just as a partner without any legal contracts, just a partner. You send them deals, you have the client style applications, and you charge a fee there. But to be very clear, the products we offer on is not 0% credit cards. We offer private credit deals, non-bank lending. And we encourage you to do the same and eventually lend your own capital through our platform. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So so now the thing is, if I have any queries going forward,
Mhm.
because I expect a lot of queries and a lot of things where I get stuck.
Mhm.
So whom should I be reaching out for getting answers to those queries?
So you should definitely talk to your upline,
Sorry, to
meaning
whom?
your account executive assigned to you, your upline, right? So you can work on with deals with your upline. The other thing is there will always be questions unanswered, and most of the time you have to answer those questions yourself. There will always be weekly trainings posted like this, so I can help address those questions. But a lot of the times you have to answer these questions yourself. That's kind of the way the business world works.
No, but the thing is, the reason I mean I joined this program is because if
Mhm.
someone can help me who's already there, who can help
Mhm.
me, and you can I mean speed up the process. Because if I have to find answers to each and every question myself,
Mhm.
then it takes a longer time for me to
Mhm.
reach where I want to reach.
Great point. That's why we have these calls. I agree with you 100%. It's easier to learn from someone who's already done it, and that's why we have these calls on a weekly
But
basis. And
so
then when
this
that
happens. This happens every week.
this happens every week. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So when every single week just come here, bring your questions. I'm happy to sort out everything because I'm sure the audience will have similar questions, and then we'll address those every single week.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah. I'll definitely come to these calls and ask more questions.
Okay. Cool. So the locator way. When you work with us, you get access to not just myself, my team, but also 75 plus institutional lenders. These are lenders that will underwrite your deal, froze, and get you approved within 24 hours. Right. We'll also give you access to the marketing playbook and lead generation methods that we use to get clients, you can do it for yourself. And now,
Okay. So you were talking.
Ahmed, you're muted.
Hello.
Yes, you were muted.
Yeah, sorry. So I have another question, Ryan. So you were talking about a list of 75 institutional lenders,
Hmm.
and I don't think I've received any such list because the max which I've received is, a WhatsApp group wherein there are close to 10 people. So apart from that, I don't find anyone else when you talk about so many institutional lenders. I don't see it anywhere. So where can I find it?
You need to talk to your upline and you need to coordinate with them directly for those scenarios. If you talk to whoever your upline is, in this case, Mohammed
So
yourself,
when you say upline, I don't understand whom you're referring to.
your upline is Mohammed. Mohammed will be able to provide you the guidance for your deals. He's also in
So
this call right now.
okay, so I should be talking to Mohammed and he should be able to provide me with the list.
Mohammed will help you with lending. When you get a deal, you pass it on to him and he'll address that with you. Does that make sense?
No, shouldn't I be directly reaching out to the lenders?
So this is a different program than what you originally enrolled to. This is not that.
Okay, so I'm a little bit confused here because when I spoke with Mohammed, he did mention that there would be a list of hundreds of lenders, and that list I have never received.
So that's something you can address with Mohammed. He would rectify that with you directly. But this is completely different than that. This is where you work with us, not as your own company. Does that kind of make sense?
And it makes sense, but I've not received the information which I was promised is something which I'm struggling with.
Great point. So your individual case in where you provided portion of the payment has not substantiated the full course. When you reach out to Mohammed, he will give you the remainder of the payments due and he will provide you the full information. I believe that's the situation that's ongoing here. Do you have any other questions? I will have Mohammed reach out to you individually to address
No,
this.
so the thing is, Ryan, ever since I joined this program, I've been trying to reach out to people to get answers to my questions, and I don't know whom to reach out because whosoever I reach out, they kind of divert me to a different person, and
Yeah,
I'm kind of struggling to figure out
always,
whom should I be.
always reach out to Mohammed. Mohammed's your guy. Always reach out to Mohammed.
Okay.
Yeah, just reach out to Mohammed. He's your guy. He's also in this chat. He's also in this group right now.
Okay, I'll reach out to him.
Please. And then if you still have further questions, again, this is a weekly call. Bring your questions here. The audience will have to send questions anyway. So I'm happy to answer those questions during the call.
Okay.
Yeah. Make sense?
Yeah, I'll reach out to Mohammed. I have a few questions.
Okay, cool. All right, your financing arsenal. These are going to be the products you're going to be providing to your clients, right? If you're already inside, let's say, if you're already doing business as an agency, these are extra items you can provide to your clients. And I'm just going to go over the bucket list now. You have SBA loans, you have commercial real estate financing, you have equipment financing, you have business lines of credit, you have invoice factory, and you have cash advance, and you have term loans. Now, again, all this is private money. This is non-bank lending. So, point of this is to provide capital to businesses that would traditionally not qualify with the bank. These are fast, flexible capital. And SBA product specifically, there's a turmoil going on, so I wouldn't focus my attention here. The SBA recently shut off. But what it is it's a government-backed loan stretched over 10 years, 25 years, pending the use case, 10 years if it's working capital, 25 years if it's a real estate scenario. Your rates are going to be pretty low. You can take prime, which is 7.5% right now, plus a few spread. And the language here gets confusing, guys. just let me know. I'm happy to explain everything. Next product you want to worry about is your commercial real estate financing. This is kind of where we as a company make 50% of our revenue. These are loans that are going to be long-term. These are the loans that are going to close in 30 days or less. These are the loans that are going to pay you 6-figure commissions, right? Think a $5 million loan, you get paid 5%, that's 250 grand. You can tack on anywhere between 1 to 5% on each deal. And that's where your profit's going to come out of the loan itself. So what are the typical use cases? Let's say your client's buying their office. That's one scenario. Let's say your client is trying to cash out equity to, let's say, pay off existing business debt. They want money from the real estate that had equity so that they can pay off existing business debt. That's another common scenario of clients that come to us. And then what you'll need to close this is relatively simple. You'll just need a few real estate addresses, whatever they want to use. You need the credit score, the investment portfolio, back to the address, and from there, you're going to have the information you need to close. From there, you can take that to your upline, and he'll be able to assist you and everything in between. Now, I'm getting very technical here. So for those of you who are confused by any of the things I'm saying, just, again, jump in and let me know. The rest of this training is going to cover specific products so that when you leave this call, you understand exactly what we provide so that you can bring them to your clients and confidently present those products and options. On the topic of equipment financing, right? This is going to be 24 to 84 months terms priced out to finance purchases like trucks, manufacturing equipment, medical test center equipment, heavy machineries only. So think of your local contractor with your big bulldozer down the road. These are the type of clients you typically provide financing for, right? Deals like this typically pay anywhere between 6 to 8%. So if you provide, let's say, $100,000 financing, you can make $8,000 on the transaction. And the next thing is line of credit. This is something that almost every business would want because it's capital available to them that they don't need to pay interest for unless they use. So I imagine everyone here has a credit card. This works the same way, except it comes with a bigger limit and it comes with a lower rate. That's what this is. And then we get to invoice factoring. This is where a client can have a large book of receivables. Let's say they have $1 million coming in on December, but they want money now. So instead of waiting till December for the client to get their money, for the client to pay them their money, for your clients to get their money from their client, instead of waiting till December, you can go ahead, get that invoice, give that money to them now, and when the invoice does pay them, they just pay a small fee for getting the money now. That's what this is. Rates are typically 1 to 3% per month. It depends on the actual industry and the client's profile, meaning their credit score and how long they've been in business. And finally, the cash advance. This is personally my favorite product. This is the deals that can get closed within 24 hours. So you get the application, you send it in, they get approved, and you get them funded within 24 hours plus. With this specific product, you can make anywhere between 1 to 12% minus your upline percentage. And when you do make, let's say, a substantial commission, what I personally do is, and this is how I started off in lending, I roll over all of the profits that I made personally from brokering deals into short-term bridge deals. aka cash advance. Why? Because these loans, technically not loans, these deals will pay you anywhere between 30 to 50% over, let's say, 6 months. So if you lend out 100,000, and we've done this recently, let's say, like this month, I personally lent out 100,000 to a very good client of mine. He's going to pay me back 150,000 over the spread of 6 months. And you can do this repeatedly. This cash advance product can close within 24 hours, again, as stated, and this solves very immediate problems for your clients. So whenever your clients have, let's say, payroll issues that are due tomorrow, you can come in immediately and rectify that on the spot with this. Qualification is simple too. You just need 12 months of time in business, and the FICO score doesn't matter as long as the revenue is over 10,000 per month. And then we get to term loans. This is a non-SBA. This is a non-SBA term loan. This is a long-term financing plan that you typically do to pay off MCAs. So what's going to happen is a lot of your clients are going to end up with debt that they cannot manage. And they will usually come to you to restructure those debt. Now, I mentioned a few products earlier on: equipment leasebacks financing, commercial real estate cash out financing, and more. The term loan is basically a broader used word to cover all of those products. Because what it means is just a long-term loan. That's what it means. That's non-SBA. So with that, we have covered all the products. And I want to stop there and let anyone jump in and ask their questions.
Hey, Ryan. So what's the difference between becoming an official broker and a referral partner? Like, what works better for most people?
Yeah, I would say that the difference is if you're interested or committed. Right? If you're just interested in this business model and you want to dabble around with it, just sign up as a referral. Send us deals, and when we close them, we will compensate you and we'll show you the process so you can pick up the speed of what we actually do more clearly, more distinctly. But
So
if
as a
you're-
referral partner, do you guys handle the whole process of closing the deal, following up with the person, getting it done, and then as a broker, you do that side of things?
Exactly. As a referral partner, we do everything for you. If you sign up as a referral partner and you bring us a deal, we take care of the entire process for you from start to finish. We close the deal, we collect the documents, and we pay the commission. We take care of the entire process. Obviously, you'll still be involved because we process the client, and we'll keep you in between the talking stage, the negotiation, and closing stage. But really, we do a lot more. As an official broker, you get our branding with you. My loan kit has been around for 3 years. You get to say that you work with us. You get to enjoy a higher earning percentage on the revenue you bring in, the commission we collect on each transaction, and you get to syndicate on deals, meaning if you choose to invest money into deals yourself, you can use our platform to do so. This is going to allow you to tap into the 50% returns I was talking about. 100,000 payback 150 over 6 months, 40,000 payback 60,000 over 5 months. If you want to syndicate and make those type of returns, joining on as official broker will allow you to use that platform to do so. And the only difference, again, is how much money you make on each transaction, commission split, and the branding that you get by being an official broker with us. And that is pretty much it.
And then what's the split difference between the two?
Yeah, as a referral partner, the revenue we collect, we will give you 30% of it. Meaning, if we collect 10,000 from a client, we'll pay you 3,000. As an official broker, we'll give you up to 50%.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And then what else do you provide if someone is an official broker?
You get one-on-one access to an internal, what we call, you get one-on-one access to a team leader. And this is on a daily basis, not just weekly. Like this training here is for the public, but you get to see the internal training that we use for our reps, which is different than this. And you also get one-on-one access to a team leader who will help you on every single deal. Does that address the question?
Yeah, thank you.
If there are any other questions, feel free to unmute yourself and present those. If not, if you feel more comfortable texting in the chat, you can do that as well. But if not, within 4 minutes, I'm going to wrap this up. So Corp has a question. How do we get leads to call to refer? So if you're an existing business owner, obviously you have a client list already. If you don't have one, what I personally would do is I would just cold call all the businesses local to me, right? So if I, like right here, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, Scottsdale. If I didn't have any clients, I'll get a list of the local businesses near me and I'll reach out to them directly. That's one way to do it. The other way I would do it is using cold email. There's a separate training that you can message us for that we provide to you directly. It's completely free now. We open this up to make this free for everyone so that everyone can do this for themselves. Because, like I said earlier, when I started this, I didn't have anyone. I was broke. I was living in a warehouse. I was cold calling out of the basement, and I didn't have anyone to help me. So the training's free. But if you want that training, you have to message Ferris at ferris@loancareer.com. Chris, how are you?
Can you post that website on the monitor so we can have it to write it down? I'm driving. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, you want the email address for Ferris or the loancareer.com website?
Both of them, if you could, sir. I
Of
appreciate
course,
it.
of course. I'm gonna email this to everyone, and
Okay.
I'm gonna have Ferris reach out to you directly, so that you can have access to both. But Chris,
So I-
please.
And while I got you on the phone, I was doing in the middle of something. I'm a real estate agent, builder, remodeler, and I have a mortgage license. And I was just want to know, can we do this in all 50 states? If I live in Missouri and I can do Arkansas and stuff like that?
100%, 100%. When you
Okay.
use our platform, we have the licensing capacity to push deals to every single state. So you don't need to worry about the licensing side of things. This is only for commercial real estate deals. I'm presuming that's what you're asking me for.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, as long as they are investment, as long as these are investment or commercial real estate properties, then we are
Yes.
good. Yeah,
What about, can we do flex space?
flex space, as long as the primary sponsor does not live in it, then we're good.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
anytime, Jack.
Thank you.
Chris, I know your hand's been up for a while. Do you want to go ahead and shoot up a question? You're muted, by the way.
Mr. Chen, this is Jack again. Do you guys have financing too, where like on properties, they just do it based on the property and not like the cash flow of the property and not like say you're building an eight unit apartment complex.
Mhm.
Is it based off the rent and stuff?
Yeah, so there is programs in place where you don't need to worry about the DSCR
Okay,
or the rental income, 100%. There's
Okay.
definitely programs in place for that.
thank you, thank you.
Of course, Jack. Okay. For those of you who want to sign up as a referral or official broker, email fierce@longfair.com. For those of you who just want access to the free training, get started and involved in the space, email fierce@longfair.com. Now, again, to reiterate, why am I giving all of this away? It's very simple. We have a platform that co-brokers deals, and we want you to share in and work with us. But also, we have our own direct lending pool. As I mentioned earlier, if you sign up as an official broker with us, you can tap into the same deals that we're doing internally and make 50% returns over the 6 months. If you want. If you just want to broker deals, that's also fine. If you want access to the free training, or if you want to sign up as a referral or broker, email fierce@longfair.com. He's going to be your dedicated support in getting this process and getting you involved with private credit. That being said, thank you so much for everyone that joined here today. We will be hosting this weekly. And next week, I'll go over more specific nuances behind deals that we've done, well, that I've done personally, so you can get an understanding of the industry from my point of view, from deals I've done. All right, everyone here, have a good day.